Hello Cancer, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there's a Three of Swords. All right, let's hold it together, everybody. Stay calm and carry on. Here's the Three of Swords, but we're going to put that into some context, okay? Because I feel like that is a place from which we can emerge. Yes, see, there's that sun energy. Let's see what else we have. Interesting. Emperor energy at the end too? Yeah, this is something now. This is us. Really, I feel like, and this seems pretty nice for a Cancer reading. We're taking this negativity, we're taking these memories, we're taking this pain and this sorrow, all of this, dare I say the word trauma. We're taking all of this and we're using it as power, right? We're not letting it drag us down or keep us in this kind of dark pit, right? This seems like a pit right in the middle of things. And everything else around it is so nice. This is the card of transformation, this Death card. We're letting these experiences, this pain, this suffering, this sorrow, whatever this is, we're letting this become our power, right? I like this a lot. This is very, very interesting for a Cancer reading. We're going to select one mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Chinese tarot today. I just feel like this is going to be something different. And this is one card that we're going to select at random. We'll put our horse right on top. Thank you, little horse. And that is, I get those cards back in there. There we go, without knocking everything over. That card's going to tie everything together at the end, right? Give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. So let's look at this again. We've got major, major, major. We have our trinity of major arcana. This is special right here. It even has this kind of triangular configuration, right? Death, the sun, and the Emperor. It could be that the sunlight is what is really kind of starting the process of fermentation to transform our negative energies, whatever these are exactly for each of us uniquely, transforming those into power. I like that. I like this, kind of an alternative fuel kind of thing, right? We also have fire energy quite a bit. We have 1, 2, 3 fire cards. We don't have any water. We've got a little bit of air, right? We're trying to make sense of our experiences, right? Trying to make sense of these things. And we've got some earth energy too, which I think is very good, keeps us grounded. So we have a little bit of everything except for that water energy. Now, the Death card is a little bit of water. That's a Scorpio energy. The Queen of Wands is the water of fire. There's a little bit of water energy there. The Three of Swords, it is this kind of sorrow, heartbreak, the kind of negative energy, has a little bit of a water vibe there, right? But otherwise, there's really no overt water energy here, because I think that we are trying to emerge from this as this powerful, fiery kind of creative force, right? So maybe in this moment right now, we don't need the water energy. Maybe that comes later, maybe the mystery card, maybe in the extended, maybe in the next reading in a couple days, we'll have the water energy that we want. But right now, we want power. We want creativity. We want consciousness, right? We want to be aware and awake and ready, powerful and assertive. Yeah. We start with that Three of Swords. This is the negative energy that is around us. This is the kind of the negative energy within us, actually, right? This is every experience that we've ever had that now rears its ugly head into our consciousness. Now we're kind of recapitulating. We're remembering everything that's ever happened to us, right? It's like a real depth psychology, real kind of psychoanalysis going on. Maybe that's something that you're involved with right now, because we do have this Prince of Swords here in the middle too. There's something facilitating this. Now, whether this is just you kind of doing the work of introspection, whether you're consulting with a professional, with psychotherapy or counseling or psychology, psychiatry, whatever, maybe there's just someone in our lives that we can talk to, right? Something is facilitating us bringing all of these memories up again. Sounds like a terrible idea, right? And it is, but it's also a useful one. Because by bringing up these negative energies, memories, experiences, we're able then to gain control over them, right? To use this fire energy, this very active solar and fiery energy. Not the water energy. The water energy would kind of yield. The water energy would identify too much with these experiences. The fire is kind of, well, it's a little bit dominating to the air energy, right? By bringing this to the light of consciousness, we are gaining power over it rather than it gaining power over us. Okay, and I think that's very, very important for us Cancers right now. Now, we see that we're surrounded, this process is surrounded on all sides by this warm, bright, conscious, fiery energy. Right. I particularly like this Sun card being here, because this is a very vulnerable position, and whatever is facilitating this, if this is a person in our lives that is maybe, you know, whoever, our confidant or our significant other or counselor or whatever it is, the facilitator, right? This could be just us having this conversation internally, facilitating it on our own. We are being kind of protected by this fire energy. While we undergo this process, which, again, these cards in the middle very much connect with your general energy card of transformation. This is kind of like your chrysalis. This is kind of your cocoon right now of warmth and heat and love and creativity and consciousness. We have a lot of support underneath us with this 10 of Pentacles. This is a very solid ground beneath our feet. While we undergo this process of growth, of transformation. Okay. Now, in the recent past, a 5 of Wands, I wonder if there was something recently, something that happened recently that kind of, that got you started on this work of kind of turning this negative energy into powerful energy, right? Into positive energy. Because a 5 of Wands in the past, I feel like there was a fight recently. There was some instance where maybe you didn't react in the way you kind of wanted to, you know? Maybe you didn't really have this kind of confident assertiveness to really stand up for yourself, or really to go after, to seize the day, right? To seize the opportunity. Something happened that kind of forced us to realize that we're still being weighed down by some of this negative energy. Negative thoughts and feelings. Might have some self-esteem kind of connotations here. We wish we could have maybe reacted differently, more strongly, more assertively. Yeah. Maybe this is kind of the opposite when we think about it in a different way. Maybe this fire energy is the way that we are protecting ourselves from this energy, that we're keeping this in here. We're protecting ourselves perhaps from more of this. Maybe this Five of Wands, maybe it wasn't you reacting too passively. Maybe this was too aggressive, right? Maybe this is the realization that we overcompensated, that we are too ready to defend ourselves, too ready to use our force and fire, right? It's like the crab who's just pinching at everything to protect that kind of that soft, center there. I wonder if that's what's going on here. Maybe there was something that happened recently that prompted you to take another look at this. This is why we're having this reading right now. It's because of whatever this five, this is our response to a challenging situation recently. I think we either overcompensated or we undercompensated. And looking at it again, maybe we just used a little bit too much. Maybe we're too ready to to lash out at people. And that kind of goes with this princess, or the Queen of Wands as well. This is someone who has a very, dare I say, a rough exterior, strong, assertive exterior, short-tempered perhaps, protecting something. There's something delicate and vulnerable in there that we feel we need to put a little extra force behind protecting it. Yeah. So it could be that we're too quick to lash out. We have a very short temper. That we overcompensate, maybe. That we react too assertively, too forcefully. We get kind of extra mad about things, especially when they maybe hit one of these buttons in here, And maybe we recognize that. Maybe these things that have happened recently, we're starting to see that this is the case. What we really want is equilibrium, equanimity. This is the sun. This is enough pressure within, enough force and fire, right, extending outwardly to just perfectly, adequately resist the pressures from coming in. It's using the right amount of force, right? The star has to generate enough force to withstand gravity. Not too much, or we go supernova. Not too little, and we get crushed into a little dwarf star. Right? It's a very delicate process. It has to be the exact right balance of energies. And I think this is what we're going for. We don't want to go supernova. We don't want to kind of underreact, right, and get crushed by the weight of the world, by the weight of opposition, of just the pressures and the challenges and the interactions with the world, right? So this is the way forward. This is what we're looking for. This is where we're going. This is what we want to achieve moving forward. And I think we have the right support system to do that. I think this is the right environment. This is the Ten of Pentacles underneath us. I think we have everything we need to do this work. You have a lot of loving support around you. You're, physically in good shape. You're healthy. You're strong. You're in a safe place, right? We're in a secure environment. Usually this is the picture of our best life. I always say on the channel, Ten of Pentacles, oh, that's the picture of our best life. Well, that's true, I think, in this case, too. This is underneath the surface. This is underlying. It's kind of an underlying drive. You want to live your best life. You want to be the best that you can be, and you want to achieve everything that you want to achieve. You want to fully manifest this best life. Well, to do that, you have to first be this sun, this spirit, this kind of realized person. This is the illumination, right? This is the result. This is what we strive for. These two are let's say, perfect. We can't ever achieve this. You're never going to fully manifest the exact picture of your best life, right? These coins are changing, and we never can quite get there. That's the way it's supposed to be, right? Perfection is unattainable. We can never exactly, perfectly, precisely become this, fully realized human being. We can get close. We strive. We try. It's an ongoing process, right? We try to get as close as we can, all right? And I think this is why we're doing the work. This is the work, right? Is always striving for both of these. Striving to get this sun energy so that we can then manifest our best life or the closest approximation to it, right? So we're doing the work to become enlightened. We're in the process of enlightening. Yeah. And I think it's a transformative process. It's a process that we have to fully accept. Here's the Death card. The Death card is, first of all, indicating that, yes, it's an ongoing process. We never just fully, suddenly, boom, lights are on, we're enlightened, good to go. No, it's an ongoing process. It's a slow, steady process, just like death, right? Death isn't in a hurry. Doesn't chase after anybody. Slow and steady, because it knows it's going to get there eventually. The same with this process of enlightenment. It's the similar process. The process of enlightenment takes everything that we've ever done and been, every experience, every lifetime. It's all accumulating in us, with us. We can't reverse time. We can't go back. But we can bring all of our experiences, memories of this life and past lives, if you believe in that sort of thing. Everything, every experience is coming with us as part of us, as fertilizer for the soil, right? Of what we're growing into, what we're becoming. It's all part of the process. Yeah. Nothing is ever destroyed. We may go through these experiences, we may forget about them for a while, but they're still with us, They're just transformed. They're within us as elements, as particles in our being, in our soul. They might not be active, at least maybe not that we're aware of, or they may be activated in different points in our life, etc. But they're always with us. That's why the Death card, while it is final in a certain sense, it's not, because it's a process. This is the card that's in between life and death, right? It's in between our past and our future. It's the past constantly flowing into the future, and we're in that kind of invisible, still center that everything is passing through. It's a constant flow of life, of energy, of time, of experience, of whatever you want to call it. Energy. So nothing is destroyed, only transformed. And it is all the fuel that is what we're kind of generating, what we're burning, what we're using to create this outward expansion that is striving to be in harmony with the incoming, gravity, the crushing weight of the world as it sometimes feels. So we're trying to use, like I said at the beginning, all of this negative energy, using it as fuel, using it to create this emperor, this strength, using it for power, the nuclear power, right? Solar power. Interesting is the fire energy in the environment shows this balance and harmony. It's time to understand how we're reacting to the world, right? The 5, it's kind of off balance, right? It's using too much or too little force in anything. The 6 is learning that victory isn't using so much power that you overcome your opponent. Right? Victory is, in this case, is having that equilibrium, is having the right response, the correct response, it maybe sounds funny, but the perfectly adequate response, right? Not supernova, not getting crushed into a dwarf star, right? We're perfectly balanced in our forces. So it's a victory over ourselves. It's a victory over both the gravity and our own expansion, our own outward energy. So the victory really is more of a harmony than a victory. It's not really a win. It's not me crushing something else. Right? It's a harmony. So with the 6 of Wands, I like to say that this is the idea that I win when we all win. Right? When you rise, we all rise. Collectively. And we're kind of, I think that's what we're doing, one enlightening at a time, right? The more work that you do on yourself, on your soul, on your psyche, spirit, whatever you want to call it, you're helping to raise the collective vibration of the world. So your work is for you alone, and only you know the details of this process, difficult process. But the more progress you make, the more progress we all make collectively. You're a very important part of the broader community. This is the 6 of Wands. It's in the position of the environment. It's time for you to understand your place in the environment. Not only to understand the equilibrium of your forces and your responses to the environment, but understanding how you are intimately connected with the rest of us, with the world. How we are all like these 6 wands. We're all in balance and harmony. When one moves, the other moves. You know, collectively we're in this kind of flying formation. Right? This fiery formation. I like that. Of course, we have the next card, Science. This is also a 6. You know, 6 of Swords. We don't want this card, though. It's in the position of what we're not looking for. This is, let's say, nuclear solar power. These are the scientists that are trying to figure out how it works. Right? This is trying to take what's a spiritual, magical, mystical, religious experience, a soul experience, a cosmic experience, trying to put it into a technical pamphlet, you know, trying to really write it down and figure out the formulas, you know, adjust my glasses. We don't want this. We don't want to or care to get wrapped up in the details of how each little thing works. We don't know about all of the scientific technical names and functions for every little enzyme and every little particle or whatever, but we know that it works. We know how to use it. We know how to make it work. It's the difference between theory and practice. Yeah, you kind of need both, I guess, but this card to me, and the reason why it's in this position, is that we don't want to get stuck here in the theory of it all. You've seen the other cat, Pudgy. He agrees. You know, I'm preaching to the choir here, I think. So we could get stuck here. We could get so wrapped up in this thought process, the blueprint, the technical binder, right? Like looking through the paperwork and really studying the textbook. But that's not the same as actually being out there using this power, using this energy, right? Turning it into, like putting it to practical use, right? Now, what are you doing with this power? Well, I think you are creating your best self and your best life. You're doing the work. it's recycling. The energy is being recycled, right? The sand, we got the death card. Nature doesn't waste anything. Everything is recycled. So we're generating power, and we're gaining power over this energy. We're turning this energy, this negative stuff, these memories, this trauma, whatever this is. We're converting this into power, and we're using this power to reinvest in the system to continue this work. It's just an ongoing, perpetual motion machine, right? It's unlimited energy. That's what it comes down to. I think this is, I've never quite had a reading like this for Cancer. This is zero water energy. There's almost no real consideration of how we feel. There's no idea, no sense of a sensitivity. It's all very matter of fact, right? Let's look at the mystery card. See, we're using the Chinese tarot today for the mystery card. Today feels a little bit different for Cancer energy. So let's see what this is. Maybe some water. Maybe we need a little bit of a connection, because just right now it feels it's all about the energy. It's not so much about our feelings, our sensitivities. There's no sense of real intuition here. It's just kind of it's this perception. It's consciousness. It's pure awareness. It's not being muddled by too much intellect, and it's certainly not being muddled by any water energy, right? So what is this going to be? Maybe this will be some water. No. It is the Hermit. The hermit crab, perhaps, for Cancer. I think this could be, it's a tendency that I think very much is a hermit crab kind of Cancer situation. When we tend to do this kind of work, we kind of withdraw from things. We isolate. We sequester ourselves. And this is an acknowledgement of that. This is a complete awareness and acceptance of this fact that, yes, we need time alone to do this kind of work, to generate our energy just to go and to interact with the world, further. And this is both sides of that. This is, yes, sequestering ourselves, spending time alone to do this introspective work. But also it reminds us of the need to re-emerge, to immerse ourselves in the world again, because that's where we're getting the energy. That's where we're getting the fuel for this whole process. Right? So we need both. And I think the Hermit here is, well, I like this card. I like the Chinese depiction of the Hermit, because there's the Hermit and then there's the attendant, right? The attendant behind the Hermit. Now, who are we? Are we the Hermit, or are we the attendant? Are we the one leading this energy, or are we following some higher purpose? Are we following, the sage? Are we learning how to do this process? Well, that's an interesting question. Are we the Hermit, or are we the attendant? I think in this particular case, I think usually I would say, to any other sign, I'd probably say, hey, look, you have to learn how to follow your higher wisdom. You have to learn how to follow that higher intuition, God, Goddess, Deity, Spirit. You have to learn how to follow, But I think right now, for Cancer, I think you have to be the sage. I think you have to be the leader. And that could be why we have, of course, the Emperor here. This is you taking control over this, taking responsibility, taking the power, taking ownership of this process, being the leader of this process. We're not following something else, someone else kind of leading the way. No, we are leading the way. We are trying to be involved in this enlightening so that we can lead ourselves. Right? And of course, this major arcana energy does connect us with Spirit, with Source. This is very spiritual energy, especially this Sun card. There is a connection with the higher purpose, higher power, God, Goddess, Deity, whatever you want to call it. But I think that in this situation, it is giving us the enlightening to lead our own way, to be the lamp in the darkness for ourselves, and not, in this case at least, not to be the follower, but to be the leader. Yeah. So we have to know when to reemerge, to immerse ourselves in the world, and when to withdraw again. Follow your self. Follow your sun, your star. Anyway, Cancer, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. New readings come out every day at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss the next reading. All right. I want to thank you for being here. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.